You know what? I've never talked to Jordan about that. Not one time. It's just when
Wow.
he shows up, we're talking ball. Because, right after, he lost his father, and I came into the picture. I didn't know him well enough to be like, hey, hey, is there anything you want to talk to me about? Or, I can't even fathom, I've had both my parents. So that, I could not even relate to that situation, but not one time, have I ever talked to him about his dad or, hey, wouldn't your dad be proud to see you be the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers? Not one time. Cause I wasn't there in that beginning part to be that close to him to even talk about. So maybe now if he ever, wanted to open up and just say, God, man, this would be awesome, I have my mom in the stands, I would want my dad to see, my father would see me playing. But if he brings that up, dude, I'm more than willing to talk to him about it. But I've never, not one time, have a conversation to him about that. And that's just kind of his space, his deal. And, I'll leave that to him.
It is so true, though. I mean, all these teams, they're trying to figure out if these players can overcome adversity, in a game,
Sure.
whether it's fourth down, fourth quarter, a minute and 30 seconds left,
Mm-hmm.
an injury, whatever. It's
Right.
doesn't get any bigger than that. So I think the Packers knew the person. I mean, who knows what those conversations are like with the team and Jordan, but they, from your perspective, did they get a really good sense of his mental makeup before making him that 26th overall pick?
I think they did, cause one of the things, when I'm doing my draft prep, I have a list of questions that former players of mine that's gone through the combine. I always ask each of my players, whether it's quarterback, receivers, or tight ends, whoever I have the opportunity to work with. I say, when you guys are getting those combine questions from these teams, hey, write, three or four of them down so I can compile a list of questions. So for my next class. So, I mean, all the questions are pretty similar. So when I was going through that draft process with Jordan, I asked him, I said, okay, hey, you have to understand that I don't know anything about you, or yeah, that the coaches or these scouts or these GMs don't know anything about you. So you got to be able to explain all those details to me as if I've never met you. I don't know who Jordan Love is. So I said, okay, hey, tell me about your family background. And, he said, hey, well, this is my father, and this is my mother and my mother's name. And these are my sister's names. And this is how we grew up. And so we went through, touched on it just a little bit, but never in more detail, than that. So that was my own experience just talking a little bit about his dad.
What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for making your way to Go Long and checking out this happy hour with Steve Calhoun. To get the full episode, become a Go Long subscriber today. We'd love to have you join our community. No ads, no sponsors, no corporations. It's all about you and our community. So thank you so much for making this possible. We'd love to have you upgrade today. $8 a month, $50 a year gets you access to all happy hours where you can ask these people around the NFL anything you want. And let me know who you want to have on these happy hours. And we'll find them. We'll get them on. You'll get access to the Ty and Bob pod with Pro Football Hall of Fame writer Bob McGinn, Favre with Hall of Fame quarterback and three-time MVP Brett Favre. And of course, every column, every feature, every profile. We'd love to have you today. And you're not going to want to miss what Steve Calhoun had to say about Jordan Love. We really get into the nitty-gritty of his rise, everything he went through in the offseason, what's going through his head as he's wondering if he'll ever get a shot behind Aaron Rodgers, and what impresses Steve Calhoun most to this point. What does Jordan Love still need to work on? The trauma that he went through at a very young age and why that kind of built him for anything he'll see in the NFL. Steve really opened up on anything and everything that our subscribers had for him in this happy hour. So just click the subscribe button and join future happy hours and to get this full episode with Steve Calhoun. Thanks, everyone.